Hi, this is Jonathan with Fishing with Faith Outdoors. I'm glad y'all tuned in today, and welcome back to the channel. I don't know why I keep messing up on that part. Outdoors keeps coming out in some kind of weird language, but anyway, I'm glad y'all tuned back in. And today I want to go over something that a lot of people don't tell you about jigs, and I've learned over the couple of years that I've been fishing on what to look for in a jig and how to get the best jig you can get, and I'm going to show you the best jigs to get. So y'all stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Take the data a little bit.
Alright, welcome back, and let's go over some Jig Secrets. Well, I wouldn't say it's a secret, but there's only one person I know that actually pointed this deal out with a jig. Was Garrel Swindle, G-Man. He's a professional bass fisher, but he pointed this out, and I got looking into it, and after fishing a few jigs that I thought I would like, I got hung up and lost, and I'll show you why. But he pointed this thing out, and this is my pond fishing I take on the kayak box here. It's got a little side note, I guess. If you're looking for a pond, you know, you see there's a lot of room for a lot of stuff in there. So I think this is the Plano. Yeah, it's a Plano. I forgot what size it is. But it's pretty deep, pretty big. But anyway, sealed, got a rubber seal on the lid. So, alright, so let me pull out a couple of jigs here and show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to try to keep this video short because I'm going to do another video on another rig I like using in this time of year and all year long. So let me do this real quick and show you what I'm talking about with jigs, and I'll have this other video I'm gonna put out as well. Alright, so let me get my jigs out again. Alright, so the thing I look for in jigs that Garrel Swindle pointed out on a video I watched, and so I got my jig box here. This is the Strike King, the Cast King. They kind of made that not exactly like the Planos. I know I'm going all over the place here, but they're nice boxes. This is not a box video since I have it out. And where a Plano box similar to this is like $22, I got two of these for $30-something. And good boxes. Got the little water wick divider in there too. I wish they made a deeper one, but they don't have a deeper one. They just got the 3700, and then the smaller size is what, 3500 or something like that. But since I have that out, but anyway, I'm trying to keep this video short. All right, so let me get this one, and I think that's it. Okay. Alright, so this is something that, like I said, G-Man pointed out in the video I was watching. Alright, so I'm not knocking 6 cents, but this is one of the ones that I have. Actually, is probably about the only one I have that's like this, other than a couple others, but they're not as bad. But I want y'all to see the weed guard on that jig. See how far away it is from that hook? Alright, so you probably wonder, why is that such a big deal? Well, when you cast this jig out there and you toss it over a limb, okay? And I know this is not a perfect example, but without having a camera underwater and trying to get it, this is the only thing I got to do. You toss it over a limb. Now, granted, it doesn't have a bait on there, okay? But if you toss this jig over a limb and it comes over and it just has so much room for that hook to go in between that weed guard and that hook, there's a lot of room for that to happen, and it can just easily pop over a limb, very easily. And I know that's not a real good demonstration, but I've lost, and like I said, I'm not knocking 6 cents, but I lost more 6 cents jigs flipping it and casting around wood and everything than I have a jig that's made like, and well, here's a that's made with a weed guard that's close to the hook. And to me, see how close that weed guard is? This is the Buckeye jigs, okay? The Buckeye jigs, okay? I love these jigs. These are good jigs. The only thing I don't like about them is their hook, is their bait keeper. That copper, that lead hook keeper there. To me, it's after you put the bait on there a couple times, it splits open and it won't stay. Either with super glue or something. But other than that, I love these jigs. These are the Ballin' Out Buckeye jigs by Buckeye Lures. And matter of fact, it's G-Man Gerald Swindle's signature jigs. Okay, but I do like these jigs. But you see how close that weed guard is to that hook, and you see that jig. And like I said, granted, it don't have a bait on there, but that jig ain't going to get stuck on that limb near as easy as having this jig with that big old gap in between that hook and that weed guard. Okay, and a lot of you that, those of you that wanting to get into jig fishing, or have fish jigs and been wanting to get into it but lose them all the time, they break off, or you don't get bites on them, this is how you get the best jig you can get, is looking at the quality of the production that's made. I'm not saying 6 cents is not good baits. I got a lot of baits by 6 cents. I just don't use the jigs anymore because of the weed guard. I may have had one or two that was closer, but see how far away that is, and I just lose them more compared to that. All right, so say you like Strike King. Well, Strike King's Pro model, it's got a rattle in it. You can pick this up at Walmart. See how close that is to that hook. Okay, when you cast it around brush and stuff, and like I said, you got a bait on there, it's not going to get hung up near as bad. Okay, and there's another brand I like that I buy a lot of when I can, is the Jewel baits. See how close that weed guard is to that hook. Okay, I have lost a lot of these, but I can't say if it was the weed guard's problem or I just got them hung up and broke off. But due to the fact that the weed guard is closer to the hook, I don't lose as many as I have with the ones that weed guard was further away. The Jewel baits, I love their bait keeper system. They got this little wire that clamps over the barb of the hook, not the barb, but the shank of the hook. You just slide your bait on there, then poke that through and flip it over, and it holds the bait very well. Hey William, come up here, buddy. They're not here. Come up here. Come play over here. I'm making a video real quick. Okay? They'll be back. Alright. Yeah, come here, man. Alright, so with that being said, that to me is the best jig that you can buy. What, buddy? Show you what. Now here's the Bitsy Bug. These are great to be throwing around the fall or in highly pressured situations. But what, buddy? The who? The bugs are biting your legs? Yeah. That's them no-see-ums. And you gotta watch for inconsistencies too. You see how the weed guard's close to that one? See how far away is that one? You may buy the same brand and there be inconsistency in the pouring of the mold in the weed guard. But that being said, just keep that in mind when you're buying jigs, you know, what to look for. For me, I look for is basically quality. I'm trying to find jigs that are made basically equal to each other as best as possible. Like I get 10 in a row that is exactly made just alike. Okay, quality. Okay, and that's the best jig you can get. I don't care what brand you go with, just find quality. And like I said, try to find jigs that the weed are as closest to the hook as possible. You keep from being snagged, and your hookup ratio will be better too, because that weed gar ain't got to go far for that hook to penetrate. And I'll give you another pointer too. You see how far that weed gar's got to go down to penetrate that the dang mouth of the fish? I mean, it's got to go down a ways. And this one ain't got to go far at all. And being that close to the hook, when it's in its mouth, that weed gar is going to push up against its mouth and keep that hook in the fish's mouth. Okay? So that'd be something to keep in mind. Alright. As far as rod and reel goes, I keep it, I guess it's pretty generic to what everybody else uses. Medium heavy. You can use a heavy, but I don't, because I don't be flipping mats and heavy brush all the time. A medium heavy, 7 foot, 7 2 to 1, 7 4 to 1 gear ratio reel. You can go 6 5 to 1 if you want to, but I wouldn't go no lower than that, and I wouldn't go no higher than a 7 4. 15-pound fluorocarbon. You can go as high as you want. I wouldn't go no less than probably 14 fishing a jig, unless you got super clear water. Then I'll go 12. I back my spool up with some cheap braid, and back the spool up with cheap braid and tie the fluorocarbon to that, and I tie my jig, my knots with a uni knot. Use whatever knot you want. Everybody wants to talk about, well, this knot's stronger than that. I don't care. That is your opinion. That is your personal preference. Tie whatever knot, like Brian Latimer says, tie the best knot you can tie. To me, all the knots are strong. I've never once broke off on a fish at the knot with a uni knot. Matter of fact, I've literally like to pull the reel off my rod trying to break off in a brush pile a couple times because the knot was so darn strong. But that being said, I just want to throw this video in there for just on that. I'm not going to go over jigs. I'm not no jig professional. I've caught bass on jigs. Jigs are a big bite bait. They're not a numbers bait. You can catch quality fish on a jig. I've caught small fish on a jig, but you can catch quality fish on a jig. That's what they're known for. What's up, man? There's a stink bug.
Yeah, it's a stinker bug. I'm
Okay.
a big house.
Okay, we'll go get it.
No, can't. You gotta get that.
All right, I'll be down there in just a minute. Okay?
It's scared
Okay.
me.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll be done with this in just a minute. He doesn't like stink bugs. I can't say anybody does, really. I get this from Walmart. I personally like the P-line copolymer, 15-pound copolymer P-line, but this is good line. You get this at Walmart. Things like $10. It's not the best line you can get. I can't afford $32 for a roll of line. Me personally, I think that's a little excessive. Line, I mean, I don't know. I never fished with it. I couldn't tell you. But me personally, I can't see paying $30-something for 300 yards of line. But that's $10. I don't have no problems with it. I feel fish on it. It works. A little wiry for my teeth, but it does the job. And it gets, like I said, it gets the job done. So the 15-pound cigar, Braves X, 100% fluorocarbon. You get that. But like I said, I like the P-line personally better, but this is all they had. Alright, so I think that's it on the jigs. We can go over trailers and everything, but I want to do another video, so when I got time to do it, I want to make this other video, but we can do all that in another video. If you got any questions or comments, please leave them. Anything you want to know that, you know, I'm gonna try to go over the stuff I fish in a couple years. I've been bass fishing, what was worked for me, and that kind of thing. So I'm gonna try to put in those videos some techniques and stuff like that, trying to help people out. As far as that goes, that's just what I wanted to go over in this video. So thanks for watching. Again, leave your comments and questions in the comment section, and I thank y'all for watching, and we'll see y'all the next one. All right, tell them bye, man. You want to tell them bye? Look, you want to tell YouTube bye? Y'all, thanks for watching. We see y'all at the next one. God bless.